Have you ever opened Microsoft Word, looked around for a moment, and quietly wondered what you are supposed to do next? You are in the right place, and you don't have to figure this out alone. Have you ever opened Microsoft Word, seen so many buttons, and suddenly felt like the computer knows something you don't? If yes, you are not alone. And it's definitely not because you are bad with computers. I remember the first time I opened Word, I also felt lost. That's why I teach it this way. In the next few minutes, this will start to feel much clearer, and by the end of this video, you'll feel far more confident using Microsoft Word. My name is Atanas from Atanas Inspires, and today we are doing this calmly together. And if learning like this feel helpful, make sure you subscribe, because Word has a habit of making sense after this Microsoft Word session 1, and I don't want you missing the rest. Alright, before we touch anything, let me show you what we will focus on today. Not everything, because that will be stressful for both of us. Just what actually matters first. First, we will understand what Microsoft Word really is, and just as important, what it is not. Because many people struggle with Word, not because they are slow, but because they expect it to behave like something it was never designed to be. Then, we will look at how people actually use Microsoft Word in real life. Not theory, not complicated examples, just real everyday use, schoolwork, letters, simple documents. After that, I will show you how to open Microsoft Word safely. Yes, safely. No alarms, no explosions here. Because when you know where to click and why you are clicking, the computer stops feeling dangerous. Next, we will take time to understand the Microsoft Word screen. We won't rush. We won't memorize names. We will just understand what you are looking at calmly. Then we type slowly, step by step. No speed competitions. And once you can type, we will do a little bit of formatting. Nothing fancy, just making text bold, bigger, or colored so you can actually see what changes. Finally, I will show you how to save your work, close Word, and open your document again. Because typing something and then losing it, it is not a learning experience anybody enjoys. So remember, today we focus on the basics first, and we move forward slowly, one step at a time. If you can follow along with me, by the end of this session, Microsoft Word will feel manageable. And that's exactly where confidence begins. So remember, today we focus only on what matters first, and we take it step by step together. Now, let me tell you something. On one side of this picture, we have writing that feels rushed, unplanned, and made at the last minute. And on the other side, we have writing that feels calm, organized, and clear. This difference is not about intelligence. It's not about being good or bad with computers. It is about purpose. Microsoft Word was created for one side of this picture. The calm, organized side, not the I will fix it later side. And once you understand which side Word belongs to, everything else starts to make sense. So before we talk about buttons or typing, let's first understand why Microsoft Word exists in the first place. And here we won't focus on the technical answer. We will focus on the real, everyday reason people actually use it. Now, point number one, Microsoft Word exists to help people create proper, organized documents, not rushed writing, not scattered ideas, but documents that look clean, clear, and easy for someone else to read. This is why Word feels different from writing in phone notes or quick messages. Point number two, it also exists to help you save your work and continue later. You don't have to finish everything in one sitting. You can stop, close the computer, and come back exactly where you left off. That peace of mind is not accidental. It's part of why Word was created. And point number three, Microsoft Word also exists to help you print documents neatly. Whether it's a letter, an exam, a CV, or a report, what you see on the screen is what comes out of paper, clean and professional. That's something phones and notebooks struggles to do well. And finally, Word exists to help you share documents with others. You can send your work to a teacher, a boss, a college, or a friend, and they receive it exactly as you prepared it. Clear, organized, and intentional. So when you put all this together, Microsoft Word exists to help you work clearly and confidently. Once you understand this purpose, the buttons stop feeling random. And Microsoft Word starts feeling like a tool that's actually on your side. Now, let's pause here for a moment, and this part is very important. Before we move forward, we need to reset how we think about Microsoft Word. Many people struggle with Word not because it's hard, but because they misunderstand what it really is. So let's clear the confusion slowly and calmly by understanding what Microsoft Word is and what it is not. Now, our first point is this: Microsoft Word is a document creation tool. That means it is built to help you create proper documents, not just type anything anywhere. Letters, schoolwork, official documents, things that need structure. It is a place to type, edit, and format text. Typing is just the beginning. Word helps you shape your writing, make it clear, neat, and readable. Microsoft Word is a tool for letters, exams, CVs, and reports. This is why schools, offices, and institutions trust it. It was designed for serious work. And most importantly, Microsoft Word is a program designed for serious writing. Now, let's also talk about what Microsoft Word is not. This part removes fear. Microsoft Word is not just a typing app. If it were, it will be very offended right now. Yes, you type in it, but that's like saying a car is just for sitting. Technically true, but missing the point. There's much more happening underneath. It is not WhatsApp or phone notes. Those are for quick reminders. Word is for work you can return to edit, print, or submit. Different purpose, different mindset. Microsoft Word is not for experts. You do not need to be clever. You do not need to know everything. You only need to understand the basics, and that's why you are here. And very important, Microsoft Word is not something you can break by clicking around. You are allowed to explore. You are allowed to try. Mistakes are part of learning, and Word is very forgiving. And so once you understand this difference, what Word is and what it is not, Microsoft Word suddenly becomes much easier. And from here on, we learn it step by step together. And now that we understand what Microsoft Word really is, let's bring it closer to real life. Because Microsoft Word is not an abstract thing. It shows up in very ordinary, everyday moments. In fact, you may have already used Microsoft Word without even realizing it. People use Microsoft Word to write letters and official documents, applications, requests, announcements. Anytime a message needs to look serious, clear, and respectful, Word is usually behind it. Microsoft Word is also widely used in schools. Assignments, exams, notes, lesson plans. If you have ever prepared schoolwork as a student or a teacher, Word was built exactly for that kind of task. Another very common use is creating CVs and job documents. When you are applying for work or opportunities, presentation matters. Microsoft Word helps your information look neat, structured, and professional, even before anyone reads the content. One of the biggest reasons people rely on Microsoft Word is this one. You can save your work and come back later. You don't have to start again. You don't lose what you have done. This is especially important when work takes time or even life interrupts. Microsoft Word is also used to type and organize reports. Church reports, office reports, project work, meeting summaries. Anywhere information needs order, clarity, and structure, Word fits naturally. And finally, Microsoft Word helps people share documents with others. Teachers, students, bosses, colleges. What you prepare is what they receive, clearly, just as you intended. So, if you have ever done any of these things, Microsoft Word was made for you. And that means you are already closer to mastering it than you might think. And before we move forward, I want to talk about something very honest. If Microsoft Word has ever felt confusing to you at first, that feeling is completely normal. And it doesn't mean you are slow. It doesn't mean you are bad with computers. And it definitely does not mean Word is not for you. Let me explain why it can feel this way and why that confusion does not last. First, Microsoft Word was built for proper documents, not quick notes, not rushed messages. It was designed for documents that have structure, documents that are meant to be read by others. And because of that purpose, it can feel serious when you first open it. Second, Microsoft Word has many tools because writing itself can grow. You can start with a few lines, and later that writing becomes a page, then a report, then something important. Those tools are not there to confuse you. They are there to support you when your work grows. You are not expected to use everything. And now this part is important. You are not expected to use everything you see on the Word screen. Most people don't. Even experienced ones don't. Microsoft Word gives you options, not obligations. You choose what you need. The rest can wait. And finally, you only need a few tools to begin. Typing, saving, simple formatting. That's enough to start. You don't climb a mountain by jumping to the top. You take the first step. So, if Microsoft Word feels confusing at first, that does not mean something is wrong. It simply means you are at the beginning. And learning Word, just like writing, is a journey. And now that you understand why it feels this way, we can move forward calmly, one step at a time. Alright, now that you understand why Microsoft Word can feel confusing at first, let's take a very first practical step. Before we type anything, before we look at buttons, before we explain the screen, we simply need to open Microsoft Word. And I want you to notice something important here. Some people open Word from desktop icon. Others open it from start menu. And some people open it by searching for Word. All these ways are correct. You don't need to remember all of them. You only need one way that works for you. So don't worry about choosing the right one. Any one of these ways is okay. Now let's go and see this in a live demonstration. So as you can see right now, I'm on my desktop and I'm going to demonstrate the 3 ways to open Microsoft Word. Now let's begin with the first method. One simple way to open Microsoft Word is from the desktop, right here. On my screen, I can see Microsoft Word icon right here. You see? If you can see it on your screen, that's great. Now to open Microsoft Word from here, I'm going to double click on this Microsoft Word icon. That means clicking 2 times on this icon gently. Now let me double click on this icon. Double click. This is how Microsoft Word usually opens. You see? At the top here, we can see templates. Templates are ready-made documents. We don't need these templates right now. Below here, we can see documents that were opened before. You see? This helps Word remember your recent work. For now, we want to start fresh. So I'm going to click on blank document. This one right here. Click. Good. A new empty page is open. Can you see? Now before moving on, let me close Word right here. This is just so I can show you the next method. Now let's look at the second method. This time, we will open Microsoft Word using the Start menu. Down here, I click on Start, click, and this menu pops up and it shows programs on the computer. You see these programs right here? In many cases, Microsoft Word appears right away, as you can see it here. If you can see it, you just click it to open. But if you don't see Word immediately, that's completely okay. In that case, you just click on All Apps right here. Click. And this shows all programs installed on the computer. You see these programs? Now here we scroll down until we find Microsoft Word. It is down here. Can you see it? And once you see it, you just click on it like that, and it goes straight to blank document, and Microsoft Word is open again. You see, this is Microsoft Word open. Now before I show you the next method, let me close it again to go back to my desktop like this. And from here, let's look at the third method. We can open Word by searching for it. Now to search Word, I will go down here and click on Start menu again, like this. And up here we have this search bar. Can you see it? I click on it and use my keyboard to write the word Word because I'm searching Word program and I can see it right here. You see? And once you see it, you just click on it and again click on blank document and the Word is open again. You see? Now let me click and repeat the 3 ways to open Microsoft Word. The first method was double clicking on the Word icon on the screen like this, and then click on blank document to open Microsoft Word. Another method was using the start menu, click on this icon, and then find Microsoft Word right here and click on it. And if you can't see it right here, you just go to all apps, click on it, and then scroll down until you see Microsoft Word, and then click on it, and then go straight to blank document to open Word again. And the last one was searching for it. You just click on start icon and then search Microsoft Word from the search bar. Just write the word Word, and once you see it, you just click on it to open it again, and Word is open again. You see? It's very simple. And now that Microsoft Word is open, let's understand what we are seeing. Now let's try to figure out slowly what's all of this on the screen. We are not going to learn everything here. We will only look at the most important parts. And once you understand these parts, Word will start to feel familiar. When you look at Microsoft Word right here, you may see many buttons and tools, enough to make you wonder who invited all of them. That can feel confusing at first, but don't worry. You will not use all of these tools. Most people use only a few tools again and again. So today, we focus only on the basics. Let's start at the very top of the screen, right here. This area is called Title Bar. All of this area. The title bar shows 2 important things. First, it shows the name of the document we are currently working on. Right now, the document has a simple name, Document 1, as you can see here. Second, this title bar also shows the program name. The program name right now is Word, and this tells us we are working inside Microsoft Word. So whenever you want to know what program am I working on and which program is open, just look up here at the title bar. Now below the title bar is the menu bar. This is where we see a row of words. You see, this is our menu bar. Now these are called menu tabs. These are menu tabs. You see, all of these are menu tabs. Menu tabs are like sections. Each tab here opens a different set of tools. You see? For example, here we have Home tab, Insert tab, Draw tab, Design tab. We also see Layout, Reference, Mailings, and so on. You don't need to remember all of them today. Just know each tab has a purpose. Now when I click on these menu tabs, the tools below change. You see, the tools below these menu tabs change whenever I click on these tabs, as you can see right here. You see, this whole area is called ribbon. You see this area? This area is what we call a ribbon. The ribbon is the place where Word keeps its tools. Notice what happens when I click another tab. You see, the tools in the ribbon change. Can you see? This is because each tab shows tools related to that tab. Different tab, different tools in the ribbon area. You see? So the ribbon does not disappear. It only changes based on the tab you choose. Now inside the ribbon, tools are placed in groups. A group is a small section of related tools. For example, here we are in Home tab, and in the ribbon area, we have a clipboard group, as you can see right here. We have font group. You see font group here? We have paragraph group. You see? We have styles group, and so on. This is just Word trying to stay organized for you. You don't need to click these tools right now. Now let's look at the big white area right here. This is called the blank page. This is the writing area. You see? This is where you type. Letters, words, sentences, everything you write appears here in this white area. Very soon, we are going to practice basic typing here. You will type real words, and you will see that typing in Word is not hard. Now right here, you see this blinking line. Can you see this blinking line? This is called the cursor. Think of the cursor as the tip of a pen. Where the cursor is, that's where typing will happen. Now on the side of the screen here, we see the scroll bar. The scroll bar helps us move up and down the document. For example, I can press and hold my mouse here and slightly move down like this. You see? When the scroll bar moves, the document moves. You see? Like this. This helps us view the document. But writing does not happen on the scroll bar. Writing always happens on the page. So remember, scroll bar is for viewing, page is for writing. And that's all we need right now. You don't need to remember every word. You only need to feel comfortable looking at the screen. Next, we will start using Word step by step. And now that we understand the word screen and we can see where writing actually happens, let's talk about something very simple but very important: typing. When people hear the word typing, it can sound serious, like there is an exam hiding somewhere, like something technical or something you need special skills for. But typing is actually very simple. Typing means pressing keys on the keyboard. That's it. You press a key and the computer listens. When you press a key, letters appear on the screen. The computer is just responding to what you tell it. There is nothing special happening behind the scenes. You are not activating anything dangerous. You are not breaking anything. You press a key, the screen responds. It's a simple relationship. Keyboard, screen, action, response. The computer is just following instructions. So if you can press a key, you can type. And that means you already have what you need. In a moment, we will look at the keyboard itself. We will take away the fear before we type anything for real. And now that we understand what typing really means, that typing is simply pressing keys and seeing a response, let's look at how typing actually works in real life. Typing does not happen in one place. It happens through teamwork. Let's start here with the keyboard. The keyboard is where writing happens. When you want to write letters, when you want to write words, when you want to write sentences, this is where all starts. Most of your attention when typing stays on the keyboard. Next, we have the mouse. The mouse is not used to write. It does not type letters. It does not create words. The mouse is simply used to place the cursor. It helps you to choose where you want to type, and then the keyboard does the writing. The mouse places the cursor. The keyboard writes. And finally, we have the screen. When you type a key on the keyboard, the screen shows the result. The screen is like a mirror. It reflects what you are doing. So these three work together. The keyboard writes, the mouse places the cursor, and the screen shows the result. This is why typing feels easier when you understand the roles. If the cursor is in the right place, focus on the keyboard. You are in control, and in a few minutes, you will type your first sentence in Microsoft Word. Typing is teamwork, and once you understand the team, typing becomes much calmer. And now that we know the roles, let's look more closely at the keyboard itself. only the keys you need, nothing extra. Now here is the keyboard. When beginners look at the keyboard for the first time, it can feel crowded, like every key wants your attention at the first time. But here is the good news. You do not need to know every key on this keyboard. The keyboard is organized into groups of keys, and each group has a simple job. Let me show you only the keys you need to understand right now. First, we have these alphabet keys, A to Z. These ones here are alphabet keys. You see this group? These keys are used to type words and sentences. When you write a name, a paragraph, or a story, these are the keys you'll use the most. So if there is one group of keys you should feel comfortable with, it is this one, alphabet keys. Most typing happens right here in this group of keys. Next we have number keys. This group right here, number keys. You can also find them right here above the alphabet keys. You see these number keys from 1 to 9 and 0. These keys are used to type numbers like dates, phone numbers, marks, or simple lists. You'll use them sometimes, but not all the time. Now let's talk about navigation keys. These are called navigation keys right here. These keys helps you move the cursor around the page. They allow you to move up, down, left, or right without typing new letters. Now let me show you a few special keys, only the most important ones. The first one is this long key at the bottom called space bar. It creates space between words. Every time you type a sentence, you use this key again and again. Next one is the enter key. This one right here. You can also find it right here. This key moves the cursor to a new line. Think of it like starting a new line when writing on paper. Next one is this backspace key. It removes letters behind the cursor. Everyone uses this key because mistakes are normal. Typing is not about being perfect. Next one is this one right here, delete key. You see? This key removes letters in front of the cursor. Next one is this one right here, caps lock key. When it's on, everything you type becomes capital letters. You do not use this key often, only when you want many capital letters. We will use it slowly, step by step. Next one is this one right here, control key. This key does not work alone. It works together with other keys to give the computer special instructions. For now, just remember this. Control is a helper key. We will use it more later. Next one is this one right here, shift key. You can also find it right here. This key helps make capital letters. And don't worry, we will practice this later. Now let me reassure you with something very important. You do not need to remember all these keys today. You will learn them naturally just by typing again and again. The keyboard will slowly start to feel familiar, like a tool you know, not something to fear. And now that we understand the keyboard, let's briefly talk about the mouse. Just enough so you feel comfortable, nothing complicated. The most important thing to remember is this: typing happens on the keyboard. The mouse only supports typing. The mouse helps you point and move. It does not write. Now let's see the parts of this mouse. This one right here is the left mouse button. This is the button you use the most, and it is used to place the cursor. You just click once where you want to type, then your hands go back to the keyboard. Next one is the scroll wheel. In the middle of the mouse, we have this scroll wheel. This wheel moves the page up and down. It helps you see the document, but it does not help you write. The last one is the right mouse button. This button shows more options. We will talk about it clearly in the next sessions, so for now, just know that it exists. If something strange appears after clicking, don't panic. Just click on an empty space and it usually disappears. So remember, the keyboard writes, the mouse helps you point and view. That's all you need to know for now. Alright, we have taken our time to understand the parts. You now know what is doing what. You know the keyboard, the mouse, and the screen, and how they work together. So before we type anything, let me say this clearly. You are not guessing anymore. You are not pressing random things. You understand the setup. Now, we are going to do something simple, and we are going to do it together. We will type slowly. There is no rush here. One small step at a time. I will type, you will follow. And if you need to pause the video, that's completely okay. In a moment, you will type your first sentence in Microsoft Word. Not tomorrow, not even later, in this part. So relax your hands and let's begin typing together. Let's start by opening Word. I will just double click on Word icon up here like that. Let me maximize this window and then click on blank document, and the Word is open. And now you can see two things on your screen. At the top, you are seeing the Word screen where typing appears. And just below, you can see a live video of my keyboard right here. And the mouse. You see the mouse right here? Now this is intentional. I want you to see what my fingers are doing and what is happening on the screen at the same time. You see? So if you are watching and thinking, which key did he press? You can see it. Now, before typing, let's notice something important. Do you see this small blinking line on the page right here? This one? We saw earlier that it's called the cursor. Where the cursor is blinking, that's where typing will happen. So before you type, we always check, is my cursor where I want to type? Alright, the cursor is ready. Now, one more quick thing here. If you are using a laptop, that's perfectly fine. Use your laptop keyboard and the touchpad. If you have an external mouse like this one I'm using right here, you can use it. If not, the touchpad does the same job. So everyone can follow this lesson. And remember, in session 0.1, I taught a very important lesson about mastering the keyboard, the mouse, and the laptop's touchpad. The full session is on my YouTube channel already. If you haven't watched it yet, I strongly recommend you watch it after this video. It will make typing feel much easier. Alright, let's begin. Now I have some sentences here, and I'm going to type the first sentence. I will type it very slowly. Our sentence is, I am. Now, before I proceed with this sentence, please notice something important here. As I'm typing, between every word, I press the space bar. This one right here. Watch again. Learning, space, to, space, type, and then full stop. You see? This space bar helps separate the words. Can you see this space in between each word? These spaces? We always use the space bar to insert these spaces, as you can see. Without space, words stick together. With space, words are clear. So if your words ever look too close, don't worry. The space bar is your helper. Remember, one word, one space, next word. That's all. Now to our next word. Now I will press Enter to move to the next line, and I will type our second sentence slowly. Our second sentence is, I type slowly and calmly. Full stop. You see, typing is very easy. There is no hurry here. The computer is not running. It is not even timing us. The computer will wait for us. You see? Now I will press Enter and type the next sentence quickly, and then I will show you what I did. Here is my third sentence. All right. Our third sentence is this one. My teacher is Atanas. You see? Now watch this sentence carefully. The sentence has 4 words. The first word is my, that begins with capital letter M. The second word is teacher. It also begins with capital letter T. And we have this word here is. And the last word is Atanas. All letters capital. Now let's type this together. I will start with the first word. I type M and then Y, and now I press the space bar. Now look carefully here. Did you see that? I typed a small m, but Word changed it to capital letter M. I did not press Shift. I did not even press Caps Lock. Microsoft Word helped me. When a sentence starts, Word automatically makes the first letter capital. So for the first word, you don't need to do anything special. Now to the next word, teacher, as you can see it right here. Now the word teacher begins with a capital letter T. You see this one? So here I will press and hold the Shift key right here and then press letter T. You see? And release the Shift button, and our letter is capital already. You see? This Shift key right here helps me make one capital letter. Now let me finish the word teacher and then space. Now I type the next word is space. And now let's go to our last word right here, Atanas. Now the last word has all letters capital, as you can see right here. Now here, if I use Shift for every letter, my fingers will get tired. So I use the Caps Lock key right here. To turn it on, I'll just press once this Caps Lock. You see? Now with my Caps Lock on, I type the last word, Atanas, and then full stop, and our sentence is done. So Caps Lock is very strong. It makes everything capital. So when I finish my last word, I will have to press Caps Lock again to turn it off. If you forget the Caps Lock on, you will keep typing in capital letters. So remember to turn it off. Now to our next sentence. Press Enter key for a new line. And I will type the next sentence quickly, and I may make small mistakes on purpose. Let me type it quickly here. Now our sentence is this one. You see? Now look at it. There are 4 mistakes in this sentence right here. You don't have to worry. Mistakes are normal when typing. You see? Now watch carefully. I don't erase everything here. I don't even start again. I will just go back to the mistake and fix it. Now here in the word can, there's an extra N. You see? So I will place my cursor right here. You see? Right here. And press the left button on my mouse to place the cursor here. You see this blinking line is right here. And then press backspace key to erase the letter N. You see? The word is now correct, as you can see. Hope you remember backspace key delete letters to the left. Now look at this word mistakes. Letter E is missing right here in between K and S. So I'll place my cursor right here and then I type letter E. You see? And the word is now correct. Our next word is this one, when. You see this word right here? There is no H in between W and E. So I'll place my cursor here, click, and then I type letter H, and the word is now correct. Can you see? And finally, our whole sentence has no full stop at the end here. So I go to the end, click once to place the cursor, and then I type dot from my keyboard, and our sentence is ready. I can fix mistakes when I type. You see the sentence right here? Now read the sentence again. I can fix mistakes when I type. You see, I didn't panic. I didn't delete everything. I just went back and fixed the mistakes. Typing is not about being perfect. Typing is about fixing mistakes calmly. And if you never make mistakes, you are probably not typing. You are just enjoying the show. You see? Now let me press Enter key and type my last sentence slowly. I am improving step by step. You see our sentence? This sentence is true, especially today. You don't need to be fast. You don't need to be perfect. Every key you press, you are improving step by step. And now it's your turn. Please pause the video and type one sentence on your own. Please take your time. It does not need to be perfect at all. Check your cursor, use the spacebar, fix mistakes calmly. Please pause the video and practice by yourself. Alright, welcome back. If you type anything at all, that is progress. And if this session is helping you, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the amazing upcoming sessions. We are building skills here, slowly, clearly, and confidently. Alright, here we go. Up to now, you have learned how to type. You press the keys and words appear on the screen. Now we are going to learn how to change how text looks. To make everything clear, let me open Microsoft Word again. Alright, Word is open. Now this gives me a clean page, just like starting on a new page in an exercise book. Now, at the top of Microsoft Word right here, we have menu tabs. Hope you can remember this. These are menu tabs. Now, for the purpose of this class, we are going to use Home tab, this one right here. Now, inside Home tab, there's a group called Font. You see this group right here? This is where all our tools for today are. We will use one tool at a time. You just have to watch careful and then you will practice. Here we will use one simple sentence for all our practice. Now let me type the sentence slowly right here. I am learning to type in Microsoft Word. So this is our sentence right now. I will type this sentence many times, and that's normal. Each time we change one thing so your eyes can clearly see the difference. Now let's start with font type. Font type means the style of letters. Now to change the font type, I will click right here on this arrow. You see this arrow right here? Where the font name is written. Now I click on this arrow, and all of these are font styles. Now from this list, I will scroll down and choose any font style I like. For now, let me choose this font called Ink Free. Click, and here I have successfully changed the font style. Now let me press enter and retype the same sentence you are seeing on the screen. All right, let me type. I am learning to type in Microsoft Word. Now look at the letters right here. Same words, different look. You see? Can you notice the difference? Now it's your turn. Please pause the video now, click the font name, choose the font style called Ink Free or any other font, press enter and retype the sentence. Welcome back. If you press the enter, changed the font and typed again, that is progress. Now let's look at font size. Now first I will go back to the font we started with, this one right here. Select it, then press enter to go to a new line. And now we can see what font size is. Font size controls how big or small the letters are. To change the font size, I click right here where the number is, this arrow right here. Click and I choose a bigger font. You see? Now let me type the same sentence again. I am learning to type in Microsoft Word. Now look at the sentence. Same sentence, same font, bigger letters. Now please pause the video again, press enter, change the font size, type the sentence again. Alright, welcome back. If your letters are bigger now, you are in control. Now let's talk about bold. Now first, before I use bold, I'll press enter and change font size back to 22. And from here, let's see what bold is. Now bold makes text look strong. To turn bold on, I click letter B right here. You see this letter B? Let me click on it. And now bold is on. Now let me type the same sentence again. I am learning to type in Microsoft Word. Can you see the difference? Same sentence, but stronger letters. You see these letters? And now it's your turn again. Pause the video, press enter, click B, and type the sentence again. Alright, welcome back. Bold text, bold learner. Now let's look at italic. Now before I use italic, I first turn bold off by clicking B again. Our bold is off. And from here, let me press enter again for a new line. And what does italic do? Italic changes text lean a little. To turn italic on, I click on letter I, this one right here, italic, click, and now italic is on. Now let me type the same sentence again. I am learning to type in Microsoft Word. You see? Same sentence, but the text is leaning. You see? Now it's your time to practice. Pause the video again, turn bold off, press enter, and then click I and type the sentence again. Welcome back. You are doing very well. Now let's use underline. Before I use underline, I will first turn off italic. To turn it off, I will click on I again, and italic is off. And here let me press enter for a new line. Now underline draws a line under the text. To turn underline on, I click on the letter U right here. You see this letter U here? Click, and now underline is on. Alright, now let me type the same sentence again. I am learning to type in Microsoft Word. You see, our sentence is underlined. Now this line tells the reader this is important. You see? Now it's your time to practice. Turn italic off, press enter, click U, and type the same sentence. Alright, welcome back. Your text is getting smarter. Now let's change font color. Font color changes the color of the letters. Now let me turn underline off and then press enter. And now let's change the font color. Font color changes the font of the letters. To do this, I will click on letter A right here, this arrow right here, click, and from here I choose any color, say color red, click, and let me type the same sentence again. I am learning to type in Microsoft Word. Can you see? Same sentence, new color. Now please pause the video again, change the font color, and type the same sentence. Alright, welcome back. You are doing great. And finally, let's use highlight. Highlight adds color behind the text. And before we use highlight feature, let me press enter and change the font color back to black right here. And let me type the same sentence first. I am learning to type in Microsoft Word. Now let me use my mouse to select all the words in this last sentence like that. And to use highlight, I will come up here and click on this arrow besides the highlight icon. This one right here. And from here I can choose any color. For example, green, this color, click. And you can notice the difference right here. You see? This is what we call highlight. And here please pause the video again and make sure you practice with this highlight feature. Alright, welcome back. And if you did this, well done. Now, so far you have learned how to type and change how text looks. Font, size, bold, and color. This means you are no longer just typing. You are controlling Word. And now we move to a skill that scares many beginners: saving and finding your work. Now here, let me be honest. Many people lose their work not because they are not smart, but because they didn't save. I have lost work before. It hurts. So today, we learn how to keep your work safe. Now please remember this. Saving is a habit, not a button. You type something small, you save. You change something, you save. Saving is like putting your work in a bag. If it's in the bag, then it is safe. Now let's start afresh. I will open Microsoft Word right here. We have a blank page, and I will type two simple sentences. Now let me type them quickly here. Alright, I'm done. These are the two sentences I typed. The first one is this one. I am learning how to use Microsoft Word. And the next one is this one. Saving my work helps me feel confident. Now, this is the work we don't want to lose. Now, let's save it. To save, we first go to the File tab right here and then click on it. Now, clicking File means I want to do something important with my document. You see? And today, we focus only on these two options right here. Save and Save As. Now, save means keep my work in the same file, in the same place. But Save As means choose a different name, a location, or make a new copy of my document. You understand the difference? Now, because this document is new and has never been saved before, Save and Save As do the same thing the first time. So now I click on Save and then click on Browse. Click. Now, browse means let me choose where to keep my work. Now, this part here is very important. File name. You see this part right here? A good file name is clear and easy to remember. Bad names like Document 3 or Document 1 may cause confusion later. Now, I will name mine Practice File. Using my keyboard right now. Practice File. A simple and clear name. And now I choose where to save it. I will click on Desktop right here. And on my desktop, I have this folder called Practice Folder. Let me select it to open. And this means my file will be saved here in this folder called Practice Folder on my desktop. Now everything is ready, so I click Save right here. Click. Just like that. My work is now in my bag. And now please pause the video and do this. Open Microsoft Word, type the two sentences, click File, click Save or Save As, then click on Browse, give your file a good name, choose a location, and then click Save. Please pause the video and take your time. Welcome back. Now let's close Microsoft Word right now. Here, closing Word does not delete your work if you saved it. Now I go back to where I saved it. You remember the folder on my desktop? Practice folder. Let me open it. My folder is open right here. And here is my file. You remember? Practice file. Now let me double click to open it. Double click. Word opens and my sentences are still there. And they didn't run away. You see? Now this is very important. I will type one more short sentence right here. Just a simple sentence like that. I will keep saving. Now this file already has a name and location. So now I only click save. And save here means update the same file in the same place. You understand? Now up here we have this icon, save. Let me click on it to save. And my document is updated with the new information I added. You see? Now, do you remember about save as? We use save as only when we want a different name, a different location, or both. Now please pause the video again and do this. Close Word. Open the folder you saved your document, double click to open it, type one more word, and click save. Please pause the video and practice that. Alright, welcome back. If your work is still there, you now have a real computer skill. Now remember this, saving is putting your work in your bag. And now you know how to use your bag properly. Congratulations! Now that you know how to save your work, name your file, and reopen it safely, there is one more thing you must know before you continue with Microsoft Word. This one removes fear. Let me tell you a secret about Word. And please don't tell it that I told you. Word expects you to make mistakes. It planned for them. It's not angry. It's not judging you. That's why we have undo and redo. Your safety net in Word. You are allowed to try, click, type, test things. If something goes wrong, Word does not shout. It just waits for you to say, undo. Mistakes are normal. Everyone makes mistakes, even experts. And if mistakes were a crime, we would all be in computer jail today. And here is the big one. Nothing is permanent in Microsoft Word. You can do something, then undo it, and if you change your mind again, redo it. So remember, made a mistake, undo. Change your mind, redo. Still learning, keep going. And now I will show you undo and redo live on the screen. And when I make a mistake on purpose, please don't panic on me. Let me go to Word and see how our safety net works. Alright, now on my desktop, and let me go back to our latest document. Hope you remember this document. And now watch closely. I'm about to do something that usually makes beginners panic. I'm going to delete this whole sentence. This one here. Let me delete it. Alright, it's gone. If this was your computer, your heart might say, oh no, I broke Word. But this is exactly what undo is for. Undo means, Word, please go back one step. So let me undo and see what happens. Now to undo, we have this arrow up here. You see when I hover the mouse on it, the word undo comes. Now let me click this arrow to undo. Click. Now look, our sentence is back. You see? Undo does one simple thing. It removes the last action you did. If you delete, undo brings it back. One step back. That's all. Now, what if I change my mind again? This is where redo comes in. Redo means word, bring back what I just undid. Are you getting me? Now let me click redo and see what happens. Now up here we have another arrow. When I hover my pointer on it, the word redo comes. Now let me click on it. Click. And now the sentence is gone again. You understand? I want to undo again. I will just undo and then redo. You see? Undo means word, please go back one step. And redo means word, bring back what I just undid. Always remember this. Undo goes one step back. Redo goes one step forward. And so you are allowed to try. Mistakes are normal. Nothing is permanent in word. And so let's continue. And now pause for a moment and look at this screen. A short while ago, Microsoft Word felt confusing. Buttons everywhere, confidence nowhere. But now look at what you can do. You can open Microsoft Word on purpose. You know where it is. You can type with confidence. Mistakes happened, and that was okay. Backspace worked, undo worked, nothing broke. You can format text, bold, italic, underline. These are no longer strangers. You can save your work properly. You name your file. You choose where it lives. You can close Word without fear and reopen your document. And your work comes back exactly where you left it. You are no longer guessing. You are learning. And this is the foundation. This is calm. This is control. And from here, we don't rush. We just keep building one skill at a time. You are no longer afraid of Word. You are capable. And this is just the beginning. All right, before we rush forward, let's slow down for a moment. This part is not about buttons, it's about you. I just want you to think, and if you are comfortable, please share in the comments. Which part confused you at the beginning? Where did Word behave a little different on your computer. What made you feel more confident today? Typing, saving, and doing a mistake and realizing you are safe? What would you like explained more slowly next time? And finally, how do you feel about using Word now? If you can, write just one answer in the comment section. One sentence is enough. Your comment might help someone else who is watching quietly, thinking the same thing you thought. You are not alone in this. We are learning together. Let's keep going. Now take a second and look at this screen. You have just completed Word Session 1. Yes, you. Even if earlier Word felt confusing, you are still here. This session was for absolute beginners, and if that was you, this session did its job. Now here's the good news. 2 more sessions are coming next. And don't worry, we are not jumping from basics to something scary. These sessions build gently, step by step. You don't need to know everything today. Understanding grows with practice. If you keep going, you will become calmer, more confident, and more capable in Word. Learning Word is a journey, and today you have taken the first confident step. So make sure you subscribe, stay with me, and we will keep building calmly, clearly, and together. You are doing well, and yes, this is just the beginning. My name is Atanas from Atanas Inspires. Thank you very much for watching.